G'day, and welcome to Diecast Salvage in Gravesend, Australia. Yes, we have changed our channel name, just slightly. So, let's see if YouTube picks it up. Anyway, today, I hope to do some justice to today's casting, which is the Dinky Toys 114 Triumph Spitfire. As you watch this casting go around the turntable, I would like to thank the returning friends of the channel. If you're a first-time viewer, I hope you stay, subscribe and share what sometimes a bumbling old fart like me gets up to trying to give old diecast toys a new life. The channel is geared to the hobbyist. What I do is not always perfect, but at least I'm giving it a go. Just remember, if I can do it, so can you. And in majority of cases, likely a much better job than what I do. Oh yeah, please leave a comment below, even if it's just to say hi. So now, let's take a closer look at today's offering. Okay, now that I've got rid of the turntable, let's have a closer look at our Dinky Toys Spitfire. There's the 114. Dinky Toys, it says Spitfire, but when you look it up, it says Triumph Spitfire, Meccano Limited, made in England. I've already taken the heads off the two mushrooms. It has all four of its tyres. It has a opening bonnet. It does show the engine. Someone's repainted the front bonnet. The jewelled headlights are still in there, but one of them's tarnished. The other one, don't know what's happened with it, but they will be removed and replaced. It is missing the windshield. The female driver and seat belt are missing, but they will be replaced. Yeah, so the put a tiger in your tank decal will go. Paint is in, well, hardly existent, so it's been loved, but the tyres are good. It is a roller. It does have steering in there. Does have a bit of suspension in the back. Alright, let's move on to the next sequence on taking it apart. Okay, as shown just a few moments ago, to take it apart, you take off two rivets or post heads. I don't really like to call them rivets because they're not a rivet, they're a post. Right, so there's two mushroomed heads. Take them off. I use a burr tool on a rotary tool to take them off. From there, you put a screwdriver under the back and it should wiggle itself off the front. So there is suspension there. So I'll take the wheels out, so that means I can paint the base. I have some other goodies in there for this particular vehicle, but I'll get to that later. So I can paint the base. I may detail the base. So I don't usually show the base at the end of the videos, but if it comes out okay, I will show it. But you'll have to wait and see for that. So we can give that a piece there. Now the bonnet is just hinged in. It's squeezed in with the base plate. So that comes out like so. I'm just looking to see if we can get to those lights from the back. And I don't think so. So we'll have to somehow get these drills out. I will do that off camera. And that leaves us our casting. The seats are moulded in with the casting, as is the engine. So that's it. All right. We'll move on to the next segment. Yay, it's 3D printing time. So we were missing a windscreen for our Triumph Spitfire. So I've been online and I do a shout out to Timo from Timo's Dinky Detailing, because he has saved me a lot of work in that he's already produced what I think is an acceptable file for this Dinky Aston Martin DB5. So after doing some measurements, because here is a good one that has all the screens on it, after doing some measurings from that screen, I found that the files that the files that Timo had put up, with some resizing, I can use the windscreen. So we'll open up chit box or shit box, depending on whether you say tomato or tomato. We'll go to his file that I've downloaded, and he's done the windscreen, the bumpers, the door panels, the headlights, the front bonnet, and the grille for the Aston Martin DB5. But we're only after the windscreen. Oops. So we'll put it in there. We can take one of them out because one of them already copied in there. Dear oh dear. What you're doing. Oh, we'll get rid of that one. All right. So we go over to our left-hand side. And we're going over to scale. And we'll remove for the moment, we'll keep the lock ratio in place. What we're wanting to change is the green axis, which is our y-axis. We're going from 33.59 to 28 millimeters. Now we're going to unlock the ratio, and we're going to go our height, which is the blue axis, which is the z-axis, from 9.23 to 7.5, and as you can see, it has reduced it. We'll go over to our right hand side of the screen, up the top here, to go onto supports. I'll just bring that over so we can see it all. We're going for a middle range support. We're just going to do auto support. So we come back over to here. We'll have a look at the supports. Now, I found that while it does work this way, we can also, I'll go back into here because I need to change something. I'm going to take some of these supports away. Because I found it does hold up by itself almost. And as I don't have a clear resin to put through the 3D printer, if I had a clear resin, I would just use that as supports. Because what happens is with these supports is when you take them off, you'll need to do some filing. But in any case, from here, we come over and slice the file. We now need to do what's called an island detection. There should be 0 because everything is touching the item. It says no island exists in the current slice. We then save we save now that slice file to our thumb drive in here. Just waiting for the computer to catch up. And once it's on the thumb drive, we'll take it over to our 3D printer and we'll give it a print. I'll say no. And we're finished with chit box for the current time. So we'll close that one and we'll go from there. So as with a lot of things, I have prepared one earlier. And there it is. If fumble fingers can hold it in one place. And there it is. Now, like I said, I don't have a clear resin to use in the 3D printer. So it's quite thin. Maybe if I polished, I could possibly use it, but for the mock-up purposes, it worked fine. So then, so I had a bit of a brainwave. That's not bad for an old fart. And because I use, in my previous videos to make windows, I use this UV clear hard resin. So what I did then was, with that screen, with this screen here, I used some silicone putty and made a mould. Like that. After that mould had cured, I used that UV resin, the hard resin, and I created this. this little beauty. So that should work just fine. It even has the, oops, no, that was the first one that I did. Here is the second one. It has the nub on the bottom there to fit in with the where the other screen would normally fit. So as you can see, it is clear. It did take a lot of polishing, and yeah, I'm happy with that. So you will see that when we get to the final stage, but we still have to do more. We need a driver. So again, found a driver file, and we're doing a female driver because there was a female driver in there in the first place. And we need to resize our driver, because I did have another driver printed in mind, but then I found this particular file. So this was the driver that I had. He's missing an arm now because I've been playing around with him. So we now need to measure this driver. Just bear with me while I do a measurement. He comes in at 22.2. If we take that measurement there to there, so we'll make him at 20. We'll make her 22. So we go over to our slicing. We're looking for the blue axis up and down, and currently it says she's at 49 millimeters, so we're bringing her down to 22. From there, 44.86%, but we've also have an opportunity to give her a hat, because the file says cowgirl, so we're 44.86, so we'll change the hat to 44.86. Now we go back over to the right hand side. We're going to have these supports. Again, just using middle, auto support. Same thing with her. Give her auto support. All right, we go back to that. We highlight both of them. We're slicing the file. The slicing part of it is to tell the the printer how many layers we need, the thickness of the layers, and the height of the object. Now on the right hand side of the screen here gives you some information. Its weight is 0.964 of a gram, and to the cost is, it's all a matter of a few cents, a bit over 10 cents for the price of the resin that I'm using. So we're checking for islands as in the previous one. I haven't printed her off yet, so this is why we're going through all the motions in this. It's found 6 islands. So let's go to where it is. All right, when we look at the it's glaring out. There we go. If you're looking up the top here, what it's saying is it's no red. So the ones that we need to worry about are islands which are this colour on our slicing program. What we have is white, so that's okay. That's the topmost of our island problems. We'll just keep an eye on this screen here. Just move that up a little bit. Move the other one into shot so we can have a look to see where on the model we're having the problem. And it's bringing up this lot here because these supports at the moment aren't touching the arms. That's why it's coming up as an island. Again, we have nothing red. And it's now showing us the hat. Again, we still have, that is our lowest point, but that should be fine. So if I bring my slider up, all the way up, that gives us all of our thing there. We're now saving the file to our thumb drive. I'm just going to call a cowgirl driving. Save the file to our thumb drive. Say yes. Now eject the drive as soon as the machine catches up. And we're now good to go to our 3D printer. We have our thumb drive into our 3D printer. We now go to print. We need to select our file, which is this one here. We're going to tell it to print. As we watch our build plate go down into the vat. I do apologise for the shakiness because I am holding you on the stand. So this is what our 3D printer does. It's going into our vat of resin. And that is our first part. Now this is going to take over an hour, so I'm not going to keep you here. I have turned on the heater in the background there, which is telling us we're at 26.5 degrees. So by the time I put the cover on and let it print, the resin should be going up. So we're at the minimum temperature for this resin. So we hope to build it up. So we'll catch you when we're finished with the printing. This is just a reminder as to what I started with at the beginning of this episode. And here we are now. Here we are with our Dinky Toys number 114 Triumph Spitfire. This is my entry to the Diecast and Modelers community, any sport vehicle event for March 2025. So what have we done with this one? We've stripped it, repainted it of course. We have 3D printed a new driver, seeing as the female driver went AWOL. We 3D printed a steering wheel. We 3D printed the windscreen, but as I didn't have clear resin suitable for a 3D printer, I made a mould, and then I used the UV clear hard resin to make the screen that you see in front of you. We've detailed the rear lights, the front indicators. We have put new dual headlights in the front. You'll see that in a moment. We've done a little bit of detailing on the engine bay. Just waiting for it to go around one more time. We found that the seatbelt was still attached to the vehicle when we pulled it apart. So the driver is securely in with his seatbelt. Even though I find that the seatbelt's actually going the wrong way because it's going over his left shoulder when it really should be going over his right shoulder towards the centre. Anyway, that's what you get. Anyway, here you see the new headlights in there. Yeah, I don't think she came out too bad. I hope to see you next time at Diecast Salvage in Gravesend, Australia. I've changed the channel name slightly. Hope you enjoy it. Catch you next time. Bye for now.